Hi, we're Ellie and David, and we're overlanding across Europe and Central Asia in our Land Rover Defender Yak. In this episode, we're in Uzbekistan. After an exhausting 9-hour border crossing, we head over to Samarkand and Bukhara to check out the beautiful architecture and fascinating history of these ancient Silk Road cities.
Just got across the border. We got there at 3 o'clock and it's now 12:05, so it took us 9 hours to get through. Just exhausted.
They made us get absolutely everything out of the Land Rover. It was crazy. Like, we had to take half the bags to a scanner. Thankfully they let us leave some in here, but yeah, went through all our sources, literally everything. I think maybe they were looking for drugs or something, but yeah, just so tired. We'll record more tomorrow, but got to sleep right now.
It's now 1:20 and we found somewhere to camp. It's just right next to the road. It's not ideal, but this guy and his friend just drove down and passed us a bag full of bread and grapes and gave us a watermelon as well. I'm not really sure what's happening at this point. Just in a bit of a daze, but people seem to be very friendly here. Just as we were falling asleep, it was about 2:30 in the morning, someone was knocking on the Land Rover and shouting at us and then hitting the tent by Ellie's head, and I was so done at this point, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm coming, being really impatient and annoyed because it was 2:30 and we were asleep, and I poked my head out of the tent and it was the police. And so I got out and I was like, oh, okay, hi, how you doing? And they were basically just asking us what we were doing. And the second they realised we were tourists, they were really friendly with me, and then kind of all shook my hand and said welcome to Uzbekistan, and left and went on. It's just bizarre at 2:30 in the morning.
Actually hardly lift it.
What were you eating tonight, Ellie?
A bit random, but I got squash. I'm just going to fry it up with some spices and corn on the cob.
We've come to Samarkand today and we're at the Registan.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I think there are a load of galleries and museums and things you can look around that are included in the ticket, so we're going to go and have a bit of an explore. David's just looking on Wikipedia for something to say about the Registan. Found anything?
The Registan was a public square where people gathered to hear royal proclamations heralded by blasts of enormous copper pipes, and it was a place of public executions.
Oh, you're so knowledgeable. How did you know all that?
I think the three main buildings used to be schools, and I was kind of reading online, it's saying that Uzbekistan back in the 14th century, I think, was like at the heart of astronomy. And a lot of the scientists from that kind of period of time, they had moons named after them. I think it was quite important, and when I did maths at uni as well, we had a lot of lecture rooms named after some Uzbek mathematicians, so it's like the heart of maybe ancient academics.
It's been really cool to see some of the old ceramics and mosaics and things are really beautiful. I think a lot of it dates back to the 15th century. It's our second day in Samarkand today. Last night we just parked up under these trees here in a car park just right in the middle of the city. It's amazing that you can do that here. We even had a view over the Registan. I don't know if you can see it behind me. This morning we're going to go to the Bazaar and have a little look around there, and then later on we'll probably go and get an oil change because I think it's a bit overdue now.
I was up in the tent putting the sleeping bags away this morning, and I heard a guy approach Ellie and start talking to her. So I thought I'll come down and just see what's going on, see if Ellie needs any help. And this guy was trying to give Ellie money. It was only 4,000 som in notes, which is I think the equivalent of 30p. But he kept trying to give Ellie this money, kept trying to give it to her. And we were saying no, we can't. That's we can't take money from you. And obviously everyone's really friendly here, and we've been given like compote and fruit in the past couple of days. But we were saying we can't take money off you. But he just wouldn't take no for an answer. And he just shoved kind of the money in Ellie's hand and then walked off. We felt really bad that we didn't really have much to give him, but we just gave him some juice and a packet of crisps.
We've just parked up by the Bazaar. It's a bit crazy here, there's so many cars everywhere. Assalamu alaikum. Just bought some genuine Gucci socks for my brother for less than £1. What a bargain.
We knew diesel might be a problem when we were in Uzbekistan, because I think the majority of the cars here use propane, and then some use petrol, and then very few use diesel. We've got about 20 kilometres left until we're empty. We've got stuff in the jerry cans, so it's not really too much of an issue yet, but I don't really want to use them just in case we can't fill them up, because we've seen a lot of signs that say no jerry cans. So we're looking for a place right now. We've been to about 5 or 6 different petrol stations, and none of them have had diesel, so hopefully find some soon. We just managed to fill up, which is good. It was quite expensive. It was about £1 a litre, which compared to back home at the moment is nothing, but for this area it's quite a lot of money. I'm just glad we were able to find it. I think it should get us through the rest of Uzbekistan until we get to Kazakhstan again. I think a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, it was even harder to find it, and a lot of people had to get it on the black market. I'm not sure what the quality of the diesel's like, but I'll do a diesel filter change when we're back in Kazakhstan, which is in a few days anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad.
So we've arrived in Bukhara. There are a lot of different ancient sites to visit here, and we're going to start off with the Ark of Bukhara, which is an old fortress.
It's dead quiet today, and we realise it's because it's Eid, so I think it's going to be really quiet everywhere.
What is it?
Kitchen. It's a 300-year-old whip. This cabinet's got school supplies from the 19th century, and then he's nerding out because we've got a geography textbook.
So cool. Every time I go into a new room, David's found another aircon unit.
It's the candlesticks, I think. So we're going to carry on over this way now. I think the Ark is like the start of the old town, and so we're going to go and see more of the old buildings, and then I think we're going to go find somewhere to camp. We're here on the dried up lake bed of the North Aral Sea basin.